Hey everybody, welcome back. So now that I have the drive shaft shortened and welded and put back in my Jeep, my old CJ7, and I've got it insured. It's not licensed yet, but I got to run down to the DMV with the title because it's been out of their system for so long they've purged it. But now that I've got it about ready to go, I want to get the engine running as best I can. And I am absolutely certain that it has multiple vacuum leaks in it, and that's one of the main reasons why I can't get it to run right. And I don't want to just find the worst offender and fix it and call it good. I really want to convince myself that I've found them all. A smoke detector like this actually makes smoke. Now, brand is MRCARTOOL. And you're probably asking me, if you've watched my other videos, you're probably asking me why I don't have the Vevor unit. Well, because Vevor doesn't have it listed as available to me. Had I asked them, they might have sent me one out. But I thought it would be fun to have some other type of, other brand name of tool and equipment. And I see the MRCARTOOL stuff all over everywhere. You know, the diagnostic probes, the OBD tools, all that stuff I see in the brand MRCARTOOL. I bought this with my own money from Amazon, and it's actually less on Amazon right now than it is on AliExpress. There's a 20% off on it on Amazon, which brings it to 92 bucks. And it's still, you know, $3-4 more than the Vevor unit. So they're about the same price. So I picked this for a couple of different reasons. One, because I did want a different brand, and I'm interested in the MRCARTOOL brand. And two, because it was under $100. That was one of my prerequisites. And one of the main reasons I wanted this one or the Vevor one is because it has a built-in pump. I don't have to hook compressed air up to it to make it work. It's all self-contained. All you do is put, you know, mineral oil in it, you hook it to a battery, and it's ready to make smoke. And it comes with a lot of accessories as well. This is model T-100. Let's get it out of the box and have a look at it. I've had this sitting on the floor for about a week because I've been doing other things, so I really haven't had a chance to take much of a look at it, but we're going to do that right now. Oh, that was easy. There's the main unit right there. Nice and compact. Smoke leak detector, model T-100. Has a power button on the front, a power light, some little cuts to let air in. Nice metal housing. I like the zombie green color. And on the back we have the power connector and we have the smoke output. And that's pretty much all it is. Up top we have the fill plug, and we have a spot which I'm guessing a hanger is going to go. And there is a sticker that says, what does it say? I got to get it close to my face. It is recommended that adding 20 milliliters of oil into the machine before using each time. Okay, well, if you only use 5 and you add 20 each time, that's going to be an issue. But I'm sure that's not what they mean. Let's see what's in this box. So in this box, we have a bag with a hose in it, with one of those connectors that will fit on a bunch of different size hoses. And the other end just looks like a bare hose, got a piece of Velcro to hold it together. In this box we have, oh, here's our hanger. Let's get our hanger out and put on it. What do we got in here? Oh, they gave us a little empty bottle. That bottle goes to 100 milliliters. That's a 100 milliliter bottle, but it only holds 20? That doesn't seem right. Is that not milliliters? Can't read what it says. Okay, anyway, they give us a bottle we can keep oil in. Here is a rubber thing that looks like it will fit on anything from about 1 inch up to about 3 inches. Here's an extra little hose. I'm guessing that's what threads on the back. Am I right? I am not right. Here is the hanger I was looking for. It's going to go right there. And then we have some other little doodad thing. What's that? That is a little wrench. It looks like it's designed to take out two different sizes of Schrader valve. That's interesting. So that's that. Let's get this first hose out too. And let's take a look at it. See how long it is. It's got that multi thing on one end. And then it's just bare on the other. And I'll give you a kind of an overall idea about how long that is. Hang on a second. That is that's about 5 feet of hose, might be 5.5. And then we have another bag with some more attachments in it. Get those out. Oh my goodness. Okay, from big to small, we have, I'm not sure, what are these, just plugs? We have a great big plug. Where's my tape measure? Let me grab a tape and I'll tell you how big they are. All right, the large one is a little over 2 3/4 inches. The next one is 2 1/4. Next one below that is 1 3/4. And then we have 1 1/4. Whoops, threw one on the floor. We have 1 inch. We have 3/4 of an inch. And we have tiny bit over 1/2 inch. And we have, what the heck is that? That is about 3/8. And then we have this oddball shaped thing. Not sure what to call that. These are all just to help you plug things off and get it connected. Then we have another bag with the battery cables. And let's undo that and figure out how long that is, because I know a bunch of you are going to ask me that. So from the end of the clamps, we got 3 feet. We got about 6 feet. We got about 6 feet of power cables with some fairly decent looking clamps on it. Should be more than sufficient to get the job done. And then we have an instruction manual and yet another plastic bag. Let's take a quick look at the manual. MRCARTOOL Smoke Leak Detector User Manual, T-100, T-105, T-110, and T-130. Let's see how good this is. That doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. You know, I would expect that a company that has as many automotive products out as MRCARTOOL would have a fairly decent, manual. So that's good to see. I always appreciate a decent manual in it. I mean, I'm a man, I'm not going to read it, but I always appreciate it that it be there if I run into trouble. So let's get it hooked up to some power and let's get some oil in it. Now for the oil, I bought, what did I do with it? There it is. For the oil, I went down to my local drugstore and I bought the cheapest baby oil I could find that didn't have a bunch of extra additives in it. You can go to a hardware store and buy straight mineral oil. I was already in the drugstore, so, this was like $10 for 2 bottles of this. Probably never even used one of them. So let's fill it up. I'm going to fill their little bottle up so I can just keep it with it. Also, their little bottle looks like it might be good to fill it up with. All right, so there's about 100 milliliters of oil, at least 100 of whatever it is. I'm assuming it's milliliters. All right, let's take the cap off. Oh boy, it's got a tiny hole in the middle of it. Gee whiz, okay. Can you see that? It has a very tiny hole in the center. I wonder if I can just fill that whole area up and let it drip in. I'm going to try and squirt it in. Well, it's going somewhere. It's going in somewhere. It's not overflowing, not leaking out the bottom. Still taking it. Still taking it. If I had looked at the manual, it might have told me how much that actually holds. But I didn't read the manual. All right. That entire bottle went in. I'm going to assume that's enough to test it. So let's put the cap back on. Let me find some way to power it up. I got a battery charger here. I can power it up. We can give it an initial test. Also in the bag with the manual was a 2-year warranty card with a bunch of information on it and certification of conformity, whatever that means. Okay, so it looks like this long hose with this, whatever you call it end, is what goes on. The this threaded cap came off and shows a nipple, so what I'm guessing is you just do that. This doesn't really look like a super, I don't know what I want to call it. Anyway, pretty secure. Pretty secure. All right, let's get the power wires in. They've got a barrel jack on one end. So that's a pretty darned easy setup, let me tell you. And should be ready to go. All right, here's a beat the crap old 10-volt or 6-amp battery charger. Okay, we are running now. Power button isn't even on. I guess the compressor runs all the time, whether the power button's on or not. Let's turn the power button on. There we go. Now we got a red light on it. They say to plug it. Well, I'm definitely building up pressure. Can you hear that? Motor changes tone. And I get pressure. Now I just want to see some smoke. So the compressor runs all the time that it's hooked up to power. That's probably some type of safety feature. Am I seeing smoke out of there? I think I'm seeing smoke out of there. Yeah, I'm seeing smoke. Are you seeing smoke? You can see it over there against the battery charger better. Whoa, that is stinky. There, oh, now we're blowing lots of smoke. Check that out. Okay, well, it actually absolutely works. All right, let's take it out and connect it up to, whoa, that is a lot of smoke. Yeah, you probably don't want to be doing this in your closed garage, closed small shop or garage. Let's power this off. And we'll let that run until it cools down and stops making smoke. Okay, I think I'm ready to give this thing a try here on my old Jeep. Now, before I get started, I want to let you know this is a test of the tool, not of trying to figure out what's going on with my Jeep. That's going to be for another video. But if I know if I don't explain it to some degree, y'all are going to go nuts, or some of you, not all of you. This is not a carburetor. This is a Holley projection throttle body injection system. So this is not a carburetor. It has no float ball. One of my problems in Arizona is to get past an emissions test, which I may not have to take anymore, but I also still might. But to get past the emissions test, all the factory hoses have to be there. The stock carburetor had a float ball vent hose that ran from the carburetor down to the vacuum canister down here, the charcoal canister. Since there was no float ball on it, I didn't put that hose back. And despite I passed the sniff test extremely well, they failed the vehicle because it was missing that hose. That's why there's a fake hose plumbed into it. Because, you know, what do? You got to get past the test. That's bureaucracy for you. Also, because this is a throttle body, it has no venturi, which means it has no venturi vacuum. Now, we can argue ported venturi versus manifold vacuum all day long, and I have my beliefs, you may have yours, and we'll never convince each other. So let's not go there on this. Let's get the machine hooked up. I'm going to pump it directly into, I think, this hose here that goes to the distributor for vacuum advance. It comes out below the throttle plate. Throttle plate's in the top of this. I've just got this stock cap on with this unit here just to try and seal it to keep the smoke from coming out, because I tried it in a previous video and I had so much smoke pouring out of the top of there I couldn't see where else it was coming out. So let's give it a shot. It's been off for about an hour, so I want to see how long it takes to build up smoke. So we hook it up, the pump starts. Now I like how quiet the pump is. I really do. It's loud enough for you to know that it's functioning, but it's not so loud that you can't have a conversation with somebody. We're going to turn it on. We're going to turn the heat on there, and now we're going to time it to see how long it takes to get smoke out of it. We're definitely getting pressure. So I'm not timing it right now, but you know what? I'm going to let the video run until we start getting smoke. And there I'm starting to see smoke out of it already. Not much yet, but it's coming out. The wind is blowing, so it's kind of hard to tell. But there is definitely smoke coming out of it. That is actually pretty fast. My test earlier in the garage, I had it connected to a battery charger, and I don't really think it was provided with the full power it needed to heat up fast. But hey, that's a lot of smoke coming out. So let's connect it up to that hose. I'm going to connect it to this one right here. Geez, I just had it off. There we go. So I'm just going to plug it right in. Can I do it while I'm holding the camera? There we go. So we're plugged in right there. And that leads me, you can already see the smoke pouring out from around the throttle body. I knew that didn't seal well because there's no gasket in around here. I got to get gaskets for that. But we should be able to see if we have any leaks anywhere else. At least I think we should be able to see it. And shockingly enough, I'm not seeing anything. Could this really not have any vacuum leaks? That would be both good and bad, because it's good because the fact that it's not leaking at the manifold makes me happy, because taking these manifolds off absolutely sucks. I've done it way too many times. All right, I actually don't see any vacuum leaks in this. That's pretty amazing. Let's make one, and just to make sure, we're going to set the camera down for a second while I make a vacuum leak. All right, let's make a vacuum leak somewhere. I'm not getting any vacuum out of there. How come? Is it because the throttle body's shut? Okay, throttle body's open. Now I'm seeing smoke coming out of there. All right, I just needed to open the throttle body. I may have to seal that up completely in order to really tell. Let's plug that up and keep looking. Holy cow, I'm not seeing any vacuum leaks. I mean, that's good. Of course, I got the sun shining right smack in my face. I think when I come out to do this test for real, I'm going to have to get better gaskets on there so I can seal that up. Let's make another leak down here. And you can see it leaking here. But yeah, in order to do this test properly, I'm going to have to seal that up better, I think. Let me take a look at the amount of smoke that we're blowing here. Oh yeah, we're still blowing lots of smoke out of it. Well, you know, I'm happy and sad at the same time. Oop, I'm seeing something down here. I think that's just leaking out of the, I think that's just coming out of the throttle body, and the wind is blowing it down there. Okay, well, you know what? That's a darn good test of the tool, but I don't think I've answered my question Although I think if I had a big vacuum leak, I'd see it. So maybe I really don't have any vacuum leaks. But I'm still going to seal this up, and in the next video where I try and get this running right, I will have that sealed up and we will check for leaks better than I'm doing right now. Okay, so there you go. My unboxing and initial test of the MRCARTOOL T-100 smoke leak detector. There's a lot I learned today about this. First, this is a really good little machine. It's small, it's quiet, it produces a lot of smoke, and it produces it really quick. That couldn't have been 60 seconds or much more. And I put the time down below in the video, I don't remember what it was, before this started producing smoke. And it's got a built-in compressor, so you don't need a compressor with it. It's all self-contained. I also learned that if you're going to use this on a vehicle's intake system, you got to plug up the carburetor or the fuel injection. You got to plug up where the air gets into it for the engine to run. That's got to be plugged up really good, or when you inject smoke into it, it's just going to come right back out of there. Now, they give you a bunch of plugs to stop stuff up. They also give you this, which I'm going to have to take some stuff apart in order to make this work, but I might try it. And we'll have to see from that point what's the best thing for me to do. Try and seal that intake up and pump it in through one of the vacuum hoses, or leave all that intact and try and pump it in through the top if I can seal that up. But that's for the next video where I try and get the Jeep to run really good. Anyway, I'll put a link to this below. It'll be an affiliate link on Amazon. As of the time I'm making this video, this machine costs less on Amazon than it does on AliExpress. So I think you will like it if you buy it, if you're looking for a machine like this. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.